So first thing I'm going to have to do, of course, is to take the windows and remove them. I already know that one pivot bar was missing and one was bent because I took the bent one with me. I'm not sure about this back window. I know the ones from the front are the ones that were either bent or missing, but I know the back window's not hanging in the shoe right now, or in the shoes, because it just falls right down. So I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that the pivot bars are only missing in the front one. But I did buy 4 just in case, but obviously I would like to keep the originals if possible. The pivot bar that I've been trying to replace is this one right here, and it might look okay from this angle, but you can see if I turn it, it's bent. So I was researching online for a while, and I couldn't find the company name on the window. So I looked online for a long time, and I found a company called Swissco, which looks like they make aftermarket parts. It's not exactly the same, but it's about as close as I could find. And according to the technical support at Swissco, there's what he said, a little wriggle room on the dimensions. So I'm hoping that since the holes pretty much line up, that I'll be able to make this work, but we'll have to see. Okay, there does seem to be some good news anyway on this side. I think both the shoes, it's probably a little dark, but both the shoes are still attached to their tension cords, which I was worried would not be the case. On this side, one shoe is all the way down. This one's here, so good, I don't have to replace those. Here's the bad news though. So it looks like the pivot arms, the original ones, are missing. On both sides. So it looks like I'm going to have to use the ones I ordered from Swissco. Let's hope I get lucky and it's not too difficult. I do have the screws still. Just turned the window. I turned it upside down so that I could see how the pivot arms go in. You can see these are, I've got 8 of these, which makes sense. I've got 8 holes. The new pivot arm, old pivot arm. Hopefully you can see how this bent. I think it would have bent going in this way. So if I line it up, yeah, you can see where the holes line up right here. I'll try the old one real quick just to see if it screws in tight, just as a comparison. Oh, you know, it's hard to see. Yeah, you can see the threads in there. I think it's more clear when I zoom in or in this light. I don't think mine have threads, so alright, that could be a problem. Okay, so this is the original one, and I did partially screw it in, so it does seem to connect. I don't know if those threads were made just because the screw bit into this metal, which seems kind of soft. I hope that's the case, because the new one is not threaded. So we'll see. Okay, it's biting into the metal, probably making new threads. But you can see I didn't do it right yet because I think it needs to be closer in, because if I line up this hole where it was, you can see the new one's coming out further, but I think that's okay. I have some play there, so I'm going to try to readjust a little bit. Okay, yeah, so I've lined it up pretty smoothly. Be careful, because this is soft. It's plastic or vinyl, so you don't want to torque it too hard. I think it'll crack. Okay, so I've attached 2 pivot arms, the new ones, where the old ones used to be. I think they're pretty much right on the money. Now my challenge is to figure out how to line these shoes up so they're in the same place. So the right one seems to be all the way up. The left one is way down at the bottom. So I need to move the left one up, and I'm going to try that next. I believe I can use a screwdriver. I did do some research on that. Okay, it's really bright, but you can see both are now in the same place. And what I had researched was that you can just use a screwdriver to turn this, but depending on whether it's horizontal like this or vertical, it either locks in place or is loose. So it locks in place like this, and that's sort of like when you take the window out, I believe. But as soon as I did this on the other side, it snapped into place really fast. So I wasn't able to catch that on video, but maybe I can on the next go around. So I seem to have very little play up here on this side. It's hard for you to see, but on this side I have more play. Because the pivot bar actually gets stuck on this piece of metal right here. I need to be able to tilt the window high enough so that the pivot bar can drop in. Okay, here we go. Attempt number 2. So I'm going to be tilting it higher on the side by the camera, and I'll drop in the left shoe first, and up. I think that might have worked. It's hard to tell. One side seems to have dropped. I need to look. This thing's huge. Okay, they're both sitting in, but one side definitely seems okay. Wow, that worked. This window was not holding itself up before. Now it is. Sweet, I hope that was in focus, but I'm going to try again on the second window. This shoe is maybe stuck, I'm not sure why, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I did before. Maybe it won't snap up, maybe this one's not pulling as hard. Okay, let me see how high that is relative to the screwdriver. Seems okay. This one's a little higher. I'll try to make them about the same. clicks in nicely. Seems better. Something's not exactly right. Well, they're both sitting in the shoes. I think one's just higher. Okay. Oh, seems to be working. Okay, well, I think I did what I came to do.